Everybody wants to leave something behind. A quote, a name, a recycled Instagram post slapped onto some graduation speech. But what they call legacy Sigma males call liability. Why? Because most men pass down the same thing that ruined them: fear, weakness, emotional addiction, and soft habits dressed as tradition. Sigma males don't play that game. They don't leave ladders for people who haven't earned the climb. They don't build empires just to hand over keys to someone who never bled to build it. And they damn sure don't idolize heroes who were just loud men with good PR. Because for the Sigma, legacy isn't about being remembered, it's about being respected. It's not about passing the torch. It's about making sure whoever grabs it doesn't burn everything to the ground. He doesn't want someone to inherit his name. He wants someone to inherit the mindset, not the comfort, not the applause, but the willingness to go to war with weakness. A Sigma doesn't build soft succession plans. He builds systems that self-correct. He trains through silence. He teaches by absence. He doesn't give people a legacy, he makes them earn it. So when a Sigma creates, it's with one intention: eliminate everything that made him weak and make sure no one gets to carry that forward. No heirs, no heroes, just a blueprint that only killers can read. Let's break down the 10 savage reasons Sigma males refuse to pass down weakness, and why what they build survives without applause. Let's break down the 10 savage truths behind why Sigma males refuse to pass down weakness, and what happens when they build something only the relentless can touch. 1. He doesn't pass down names, he passes down standards. Most men obsess over legacy like it's about bloodlines and last names. They think it's noble to carry the family name. But what's the point of passing down a name if it's attached to weakness, fear, or mediocrity? A Sigma male doesn't care if you share his DNA. He cares if you can hold the line, carry the standard, keep the weight of his expectations, and sharpen them further. He's not raising torchbearers, he's building assassins of mediocrity. His name isn't meant to be worshipped. It's meant to disappear under the shadow of a legacy that never cracks. He's not looking to be remembered. He's looking to create something so elite, so unshakable, that even if you forget him, you'll feel what he built for generations. 2. He trains through absence, not attention. The average man teaches with his presence. The Sigma teaches through withdrawal. He's not the guy cheering you on with motivational quotes or giving out participation praise. He disappears not because he's cold, but because growth doesn't come with someone holding your hand. He trains people by making them stand alone, by removing himself from the equation so they either rise or fall on their own. His absence is a filter. If you can survive without him, you're worthy of what he's building. He doesn't raise dependence. He builds independent thinkers who don't wait to be led. Because if you can't walk alone, you don't deserve to carry a Sigma's blueprint. 3. He doesn't hand down excuses. He deletes them. In most families, excuses are inherited. Emotional scars are worn like trophies. Every failure comes with a rehearsed reason, but the Sigma male cuts that at the root. He doesn't let those excuses pass to the next in line. He doesn't care about your sob story. He only cares if you overcame it. You didn't have a dad? You had trauma? Life kicked you in the throat? Good, so did his. And he still built something from it. That's the standard. That's the expectation. He teaches one rule: own it all. Don't explain why it's hard. Explain how you're adapting. Excuses are chains. The Sigma is handing you bolt cutters. Use them or get left behind. 4. He doesn't want to be worshipped. He wants to be outdone. Most men want legacy so they can feel superior. They want to be remembered as kings. The Sigma question mark. He doesn't need the throne. He needs someone better to build a new battlefield. He doesn't want a statue. He wants a successor who crushes the record, who sees what he built and says, respect, now move. Because worship softens the next generation. It puts them on their knees. And the Sigma wants them standing taller than he ever did. If you can't surpass the man who paved the road, you have no business walking it. 5. He doesn't raise clones. He builds cold thinkers. He's not out here creating a tribe of copies. He's not interested in raising disciples who parrot his lines and mimic his movements. That's weak. That's predictable. That's cult behavior. The Sigma builds cold thinkers, men who tear apart every rule, even his, to find what actually works. He teaches how to think, not what to think. He wants the ones after him to be better, sharper, more brutal with logic, and unshakable in execution. He doesn't want to be quoted. He wants to be surpassed. 6. He builds systems that self-correct. The average man builds something that depends on him, a business, a belief, a brand, and when he's gone, it falls apart. Why? Because he designed it around himself, not around standards. But a Sigma, he builds so that it runs without him. He doesn't create followers. He creates frameworks, the kind that don't flinch when he steps back, the kind that sharpen the next man, not soften him. Because anything that needs to be constantly protected is already fragile. He builds systems that test the user. If you're not sharp enough, you fail. If you're not tough enough, it breaks you. And if you're not willing to adapt, you get left behind. There are no manuals, just pressure. Legacy isn't a product, it's a protocol. And Sigma males write theirs in blood, silence, and precision. 7. He eliminates emotional inheritance. Most men don't just pass down genetics, they pass down trauma, guilt, shame, and emotional habits that keep generations stuck. The weak mindset of, "That's just how I was raised," becomes a curse passed from father to son, mother to daughter. Sigma males kill that cycle with surgical precision. He doesn't raise men who apologize for taking up space. He doesn't raise daughters who look for worth and attention. He teaches emotional clarity, not emotional compliance. You won't find him preaching, "Just be kind," as a cure for dysfunction. You'll find him saying, "Be clear, be grounded, be unshakable." Where society says, "Feel it out," he says, "Figure it out." While others seek validation through expression, the Sigma teaches strength through containment and strategy. Emotions don't lead. They get filtered, processed, used like tools, not chains. His lessons come cold, not cruel. Because he knows the world doesn't reward people who cry louder, it rewards those who move smarter. Because feelings don't build fortresses, discipline does. Be clear, be grounded, be unshakable. 8. He breaks the narrative before it repeats. The average man tries to survive what broke his father. He carries generational wounds like he's supposed to bleed by default. But the Sigma? He doesn't inherit trauma, he interrogates it. And then he kills it. He doesn't sit in therapy circles normalizing dysfunction. He audits it, tears it down, rebuilds from scratch. The way his father yelled, the way his family avoided truth, the way his community feared risk, all of it gets rewritten. Not adjusted, not improved, erased. Because the Sigma understands something critical. If you don't destroy the script, you're destined to repeat the role. And the performance is always pain. He doesn't soften it, he doesn't excuse it, he ends it. 9. He prepares the battlefield, not the comfort zone. Most people raise the next generation to feel good. The Sigma raises them to be dangerous, not with weapons, but with wisdom. He doesn't build soft hearts and safe words. He builds minds that are war-tested before they ever step foot into the world. He teaches how to stay grounded when you're outnumbered, how to remain silent when noise is weaponized, how to think clearly under pressure while everyone else is panicking. There are no participation trophies, no "you tried" banners, only pressure, results, and the unforgiving clarity of performance. Because the future doesn't reward the prepared, it requires them. He doesn't romanticize struggle, he preps for it. He doesn't warn them about life, he gives them the tools to dominate it. Because the future doesn't reward the prepared, it requires them. And he won't raise someone who flinches when reality hits. He'll raise someone who hits back harder. 10. He walks alone. So they learn to stand without crutches. A Sigma's gift isn't what he gives, it's what he refuses to give. He doesn't raise people who depend on him, he raises people who outgrow him. And that starts with walking alone, leading with distance, not control. Because the ones who need you constantly, they're not strong. They're surviving off your backbone. So he removes the crutches, he removes the audience, and he lets you fall. Because if you can't recover solo, you were never ready to carry what he built. He doesn't teach strength by being there. He teaches it by disappearing, and watching if you rise without him. On a final note, the Sigma male doesn't pass down weakness because he knows exactly what it cost him to kill his own. He didn't fight to become strong just to raise something soft. He didn't bleed through hell just to hand someone else a shortcut. There's no legacy in comfort, no strength in sentiment. The only thing a Sigma leaves behind is the standard, a path laced with pressure, pain, and perfection. If you can walk it, congratulations. You're not the heir, you're the threat. And that's the whole point, because Sigma males don't build for applause, they build for collapse. So when the next one rises, they don't follow the legend, they replace it.